Yep, this is totally an orange juice. So I wasn't quite set up to start unpacking right away after we moved, and oh yes, you didn't know. I finally got a garage, and we moved to a new house, new location. Now I don't have to work outside. Today we're going to be unpacking all this disaster because I have lined up the 535D to do the software update and to do some other work with front suspension, with the brakes, as well as some minor like cosmetic things. But with that, we're going to be making dedicated videos for it. And yes, so without further ado, let's get started. The first step is ergonomica. So we're going to place the shelf and the table. Why am I talking? I need to work it. Okay, not much, but actually a lot. So just think that all of that stuff was sitting inside of the van. And we have some more. Some filters, some random stuff, hairbrush, which is we're gonna be using sometime soon. But overall, it's empty. We still have our table and obviously power inverter. Up. And there we go. That's how I was actually powering the air compressor, which is sitting right there, 2 gallon, I think. The next step is going to be basically organize all of that stuff, which is sitting all over the place, and see what is actually inside. First box, some sprays, 2 blasters, transmission additive, this guy, soldering stuff, and some car care wires and so on. Probably goes on the top or on the table. Then we have these beans. Oh my god, I don't even know what is that. Okay, sandpaper, paint, primer, and stuff like that. Well, this guy is pretty useful. So this is polishing. This is car care, exterior and interior. Some of the paints, LVP. That also goes along with the smaller box. Air compressor goes on the bottom shelf, which is heavy. We're gonna add some stability. It's orange juice, right? It's never enough. Hey Yagi, thank you. The guy with the 4Runner. So there are a whole bunch of things here that useful and not, and specifically in those small containers. And hopefully they all going to fit on that shelf. Useful sort of stuff, not this thing. This thing, I actually need this thing. Oh wow, this is cool. I'm drinking orange juice. Anyway, this is cool. Wow, I have extra batteries. Wow, it does work. So the next two things is really interesting one, because those are perfect for getting some of these like annoying tight spots with clamps and stuff like that. Specifically one, fish out the piece from inside of the lens from the BMW headlight, and those was extremely helpful because they have really like long nose on most of those. Naco, I really like this company. They really making a quality tools. It's not sponsored or anything, but those are the Torx. I don't have the Torx screwdrivers, or I do, but they kind of, you know, all different sets, and I never can figure out which one is which. Which that one have all the naming on it and have separate case for it. So I think this is pretty helpful to have a storage place if you don't have actual the toolbox. Some of these screwdrivers are gonna need to go because they destroyed, they broken. The next tool is, yes, compression test. So this tool gonna tell you what pressure your engine can build up, or a specific cylinder, that the one that you connected. Pretty handy tool when you buy in a car. This tool set is, yes, those are the sockets, 1/4 inch, and this toolbox is actually the one that I just recently purchased. This one from Siketman. I do like to buy a cheap, which just makes no sense, but it is what it is. It works, it's useful, and it's in a container that doesn't suck. Then we have the Torx, we also have the screwdriver. Screwdriver is useful for interior. This guy's useful for the E-types for under the hood, and also the T-types for under the hood, as you can combine them with the ratchet. Pro Store, extremely helpful tool for 50 bucks. Wrench ratchet. One side we have a regular wrench, the other side we have a ratchet. Super cool, super great, super useful, and super word is included in the tool set. It does not, but it's 19 mil, the biggest one. Not the biggest size that you might gonna need, but after 19 mil, that's probably more specific toward what are you actually doing. I think this is my first ever tools that I purchased. It never failed. I never had a socket that did fall apart, or when I used in the impact, they held well. So I actually really like those because they being a cheap and reliable. Ryobi screwdriver. I thought this tool is gonna be pretty useless and it will die sooner than later, but it's been 3 years and this guy still turns quick turn. Actually, that's the name of the tool. So for the rest of the stuff, there's some things that I actually need to throw it away, as those cutters, the metal cutters. So I have some bunch of things like laying around that I actually gonna be using for something else. As for this compartment, it's self-explanatory, just chaos. I'll be kind of making it nice. Also, all of that stuff that is on the floor will go, actually, this goes there, this, hiya, this goes here, the oil filter thingy, and the thread locker. Then we have some more sockets and attachments. They gonna go eventually there somewhere. This guy is pretty brand new. Actually, some of those tools my friend gave it away, and they're great. 18 mil. Random stuff. There's gonna be another one. This one, lights, O-rings, and some random rivets. I think it's quite useful, so I'm gonna go on the useful shelf. This guy, I think it's quite useless, but it's actually getting used when I don't have certain screw. Just want to show you a part from it. Useful, useless. This is my first ever toolbox, and it's more like sentimental than useful because I have only junk inside. Paint that probably like completely dried out. No, it's still there. That's for BMW. Wow, it does work. This is black sapphire, fuses, thermal pad. It's like, I guess it is useful. Ooh, my license plates from 2018 and from 2019. I lived in New York and okay. Ooh. Shit. Come on. Water lock for the motorcycle. I used to own a few models. I think I need that. Some whatever, but fuck. There's a lot of stuff. Vacuum pump, battery charger, torque wrench, the AC Delta. I think this is one of the first tools that I spent some money. The BMW air pump, actually. It's got a housing, it's got a gauge, it's got everything that you need, and it does work, but I cannot connect it right now. Wires, some light bulbs, just a random wires. I need to have those. Then that's trash. Made in China. For what car this is, quite hard to answer that question right there. This one for BMW. Oil pump, soldering station, golden sand. Okay, this sand contains gold. If you're gonna be able to see, but it does have that yellowish stuff. Whoa, what a fun right here. Propane tank, the yellow one specifically, it can heat up the aluminum components to melt this rod and basically weld something. 4 GB DDR3 RAM. Oh, it does even have the light bulb, which is gonna go somewhere. This piece is trash. I think it's a BMW. So it comes with a BMW pump. That's great. Let's keep that. Put it in the car. It's a light bulb. Oh, what the hell is that? Oh, interesting. I mean, it can be connected to the camera and to the microphone and stuff like that, and it doesn't even have the SD card. Oops. 32 gigs. Trash. Wow. Audi medical kit, med kit. No, let's keep that. Oh, it's a tester. This probably goes somewhere visible. Toyota, BMW, scanner, the cables. So for computer software. I think this one going to end up on the shelf right there. So the last one, which goes probably gonna go under the table, is BMW random parts and pieces, and not even BMW, but pretty much anything that related to whatever. Gonna need these guys. Gonna need resolder this and Hey guys, I hope you did like the video in a way of, it was kind of a madness, and I was setting it up for future upcoming projects, which is, you know, sometimes you have to do something like that. Chill out, just drink a beer and do some work around the house, garage and stuff like that. But the end result, I'm pretty satisfied with what I have here, as well as Tango. The lamp is the studio light, so I think I'm gonna need another one, as well as the work light for under the hood or under the car, which is another thing to consider, and I'm gonna need to go through some options. As far as right now, everything seems to be just fine. Like this side, it's got some of the stuff that I not necessarily use for right now, it's just like a special occasion. This thing is or the toolbox is main part for the tools and pieces, as well as the shelf, that the most important stuff that is on the shelf that I'm going to be using, like loops in the bottom, some of those toolboxes, definitely the power tools, and the table. If I'm replacing something and I need quick disassembly, the table is going to be the perfect setup for it. Only thing is missing is the chair and some more space under the table, which is kind of a different story, because I definitely gonna need to clean it up and throw away some stuff. Before you're gonna do that, or after you're gonna do that actually, I'm planning on working some stuff and making the condensed version of what tools do you need to start working on your car, as well as what are you possibly gonna need in the future if you wanted to just get everything in bulk and, you know, getting going with pretty much any car is on the market. So that's going to be the setup. But yeah, see you next one.